So we should be live right now.
All right.
Yay! Look at the Twitch chat. Yep, we're live. All right. So welcome everyone to our Podcade podcast here on Podcade.com. I'm Sifferty.
I'm Necrothine.
And I'm Matt.
Yes. So we have a new member joining us for today, special guest. So you expressed some interest in podcasting, and you're like, who do I know that's interested in podcasting? Something like that?
Yeah, sort of. I met you at the sort of like club rush at our school.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally, pretty much a noob when it comes to like video production.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in it. I've been watching like a bunch of YouTube videos lately, and
Nice.
yeah, so I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're also had a meeting recently of talking about like how to change the podcast a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
kind of to help improve it and such. So what we're doing is basically we're kind of going back to like what we used to do way back in the day,
Way back.
where we just had a bunch of stories that happened to us and just like sprinkled it in with the let's plays and stuff. We're probably gonna come back later on with another podcast that's like discussing the news more in depth, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to be getting into more podcasts with other things and such later on, maybe some more discussions and such. I figured, you know, since podcast is in our name, we should have a little bit more podcasts.
We're going to need a little bit more cameras. We're going to have to have the whole great gang here.
I think 4 is our limit.
Yeah, 4 is our limit right now.
That was crazy. So we had like a special tournament, you know, kind of like a 6 months anniversary kind of thing. You know, we did a tournament of Gang Beast. I don't know if you've seen that game.
No, I haven't.
It's basically a boxing game but it's like 4 people at once or more.
Yeah.
You punch each other out and try to throw each other off a cliff or a boxing ring, or you know, there's different events and stuff.
And it's really hard to grab too, because
Yeah,
like you're constantly moving around and
Yeah, it's I guess it's kind of like in that direction of Surgeon Simulator, where it's like difficult controls, but it's part of the game for that difficulty. So, but we had 6 people crammed into the small Podcade studios here. So we were running out of chairs is what it ended up to. But we also tried live streaming, and that went pretty well. So we're gonna, which I figured it would do because it seemed pretty good for live streaming in general. But
yeah.
it's just I needed to figure out the settings and stuff, and we're like,
I know we did try to figure it out like like a year ago, I think, but it didn't turn out that well. Well, we tried to do it for Zombie U, but then we didn't, or you were still working on that.
Was that the camera we had?
Yeah, I think so.
I have a GoPro.
Yeah, the GoPro Pro.
That, you know, we to film the Wii U pad, you know, because there was stuff like that, but that's something else. But yeah, we've been dabbling here and there, and hopefully everything should be working. Hopefully. We have some viewers in the podcast. Pro Hazard.
Pro Hazard!
Hello.
How's it going, man?
I should bring up the chat like on the bigger screen, but I'm afraid I would break everything. I could try it, but well, maybe next time. I'll just read whatever happens. So what's been going on with you guys? Have you guys been playing anything here and there?
I've been playing a little bit more Destiny.
Yeah.
I finally got enough of the legendary marks, or the legendary marks. Yeah. Wait, is it Vanguard or legendary marks?
I think it's legendary.
Yeah, legendary. So I finally got the chess piece.
Okay.
And so I've been trying to get my light level up. And then I collected some really good guns, too. And then what else did I get? I got a couple of those keys that like you get in the Dreadnought. Like for the chest, like where you need like a special key.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I finally got one of them.
Okay.
And I was trying to like search for, you know, so like Mr. Fluffs and I were going around the Dreadnought trying to find the chest. We finally found it, so.
I've had like 0 time to do any gaming, let alone Destiny.
Yeah.
Which is like a crying shame because I did like Taken King quite a bit, but then it's like,
yeah.
I have no time at all. I'm barely scraping by as is kind of thing.
So is the Taken King as good as everybody's saying it is?
Or is
it just because it's like an improvement over vanilla Destiny that everyone's just going crazy about it?
Personally, I'm leaning more towards what you were saying. You know, it's an improvement of year 1. I personally think this is the Destiny, you know, like we should have gotten a year ago kind of thing. But I mean, there was a lot of problems with the first one. It was still pretty good. It's just a lot of grinding, too much grinding.
Yeah,
a little bit
crazy grinding,
yeah.
and especially for console gamers who aren't going to be used to MMO type play.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to turn off a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you could get like initially to like level 26 or what it was and get to that raid,
Yeah.
like that was where the real fun was.
Oh yeah.
The Vault of Glass was so cool.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I played that, I didn't know what was going on. Nobody in my group, we were all like first timers. But it was crazy.
For which raid?
Vault of Glass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, way back when.
Yeah, okay. We've gotten Crota pretty well synced with like the people that we play with and such, but so I'm really interested to see what the future raids come up with. I hear that they're a lot harder.
Yeah, I hear Taken King is like,
Taken King is
King's
hard.
Fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Pro Heather is asking how much light do we have?
How much light do we have? I think I have 270, somewhere around there.
I think I'm still at 205.
205.
I'm way behind you guys. I haven't bought the Taken King yet.
Yeah.
So I'm way down. Like all my great. I just turned on. I logged in like a couple weeks ago when Taken King launched.
Yeah.
And like every weapon I had worked so hard to get was just like pretty much useless. It was just like an average blue engram now.
I really don't like I don't know why, but I don't like the new like loot system. It's like everything's still purple, and then it's like now a blue is outranking some of my exotics and vice versa.
Or even some greens.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some greens that are more powerful than blues. Or
I mean, I get it's like different levels for like that gun and stuff, but then it's like I got a new purple with the Taken King, and then I got a green, and green was more powerful than the new Taken King gun. So I'm like, why?
Yeah. I'm not sure, like, from what I've read online and the gameplay I've seen, like, I'm not sure if you're supposed to just upgrade to, like, the weapon or the piece of armor that has the best attack or defense rating.
Yeah.
Or if they're purposely making, like, blue engrams, some of them, like, very high level.
Yeah.
Like, if it's purposely supposed to be like fodder for the new infusion mechanic.
Well, I know that like the new legendaries, I keep hitting my camera.
Yes.
They have there's like this new system where if like a green is more powerful, you could like infuse it, or like is that what they call it? Like infuse light.
Yeah.
The
thing where it's like an R gun.
Yeah, but like basically you can combine that gun with your legendary, and then your like legendary will get that new attack. Or it'll raise,
sort of like that. Like if you have a gun of like the same class, like if you want to upgrade like your primary legendary rifle, scout rifle that you always use, and you get like some auto rifle that you're not gonna you're gonna touch it, never touch it. Like you can infuse it into the legendary scout rifle that you like, and you'll upgrade the scout rifle's attack setting. But it comes at the cost of the auto rifle goes away. You lose that.
Right.
And then I think you have to spend like 3 legendary marks and maybe some other materials.
Pretty much, yeah. 3 legendary.
But towards the end of the year 1, I was trashing a bunch of purples and stuff anyway. So it's like, when it gets to that point, I'm like, okay, I have like so much guns, I might as well trash it or something.
Yeah. But see, the key is that in order to infuse the weapon that you're going to get rid of, it has to be of higher attack or defense rating.
It has to be.
I can't really speak of that because I haven't gotten anything. I haven't gotten that level. But yeah, what's your impressions of like Nolan bot, or just like?
I mean, from what I've seen, it's okay. I mean, I never thought there was a problem with dinklage in the first place. I just thought, I mean, this is a typical sort of like MMO story. There's some cutscenes.
Yeah.
The big thing that annoyed me with the cutscenes was that you couldn't skip them.
Yeah.
Like when you're playing like strikes, just like in the playlist.
Yeah.
If there was a cutscene in the middle of that strike, you had to sit through it.
Yeah.
And that was like such a pain.
Yeah. Especially when you were grinding a lot back then, so it was like even more painful. But and yeah, in terms of Nolan, I mean, and like Peter Dinklage, I thought they both were great. I mean, I could kind of see Nolan being a little bit more better, because he is more video game realm kind of thing. But Peter Dinklage is still a great actor and such. I kind of think of Nolan as like a C-3PO kind of voice. He's kind of in that ballpark of robot.
I've heard a lot of people saying that he's basically kind of just doing like 343 Guilty Spark from Halo.
Yeah, I can kind of see that a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I've been pretty busy, especially this week where I've been having a lot of car trouble.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, I noticed.
you know, yeah, Necro noticed. So basically, for a couple weeks now, my transmission in my car has been kind of like sticking a little bit. You know, when it's like been sitting for a while and then like just turn on, like go a little bit. Switching from like first to second gear is like a little bit troublesome, let's say. So I took it to like our usual mechanic, but he hasn't really found anything. But he's just like a general mechanic. So we're like, okay, let's take it to a transmission expert, you know, that just deals in first transmission. We used to go to this one a couple years back, but we stopped going to him for like some reason we couldn't remember. So we take it in, and between like Podcade nonsense and like school and everything for all my classes and stuff, I have like pretty much everything. There's something going on every day.
Yeah.
So I need a car basically every day. So I dropped it off Monday. Monday, like at 5, they close at 6. So I dropped it off, and then we kind of go through it. And you know, before we're like thinking, it's probably a day or two. You know, it's a very minor thing. It's still working compared to like when I blew it up like a couple years back.
Yeah.
So that took a week. So we're thinking about day, and we're telling it to him. He was like, okay, we haven't looked at it yet, but we're estimating maybe 2 days, maybe three tops. You know, that kind of ballpark. Okay. So we give it to him, and then like the next morning, I have a class early in the morning, so my sister has to drive me early in the morning. She's not a morning person, let's say. I had to bribe her with Starbucks, you know, to be driving me over there. To put that in perspective. So she drove me there and such, and she wasn't happy that much. So
should have stopped by my Starbucks. I'll make you a coffee.
Okay. So we did that, and then later that day, I called the mechanic, and he's like, "Yeah, we did a test run, and you're right. It's sticking a little bit when you change from like first to second gear and stuff." I'm like, "Great. So did you figure out the problem?" "Oh no, we haven't really gotten a chance to look at it at all. It's been sitting there for like the whole day, and I'm calling it like at the last like hour or so. So pretty much the car's been sitting there the whole day. I could have used it, but yeah. So that's like strike one kind of thing." Next day, you know, I call again, and they're like, it's near the end of the day. I'm like, I call him, like, he's like, "Hey, how's the car going?" kind of thing. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we got it. It's gonna be about 3 or 4 days now." So we might get it done by Friday or maybe Saturday. We're still open Saturday, so maybe Saturday.
What the hell are they working on then?
And like, so can you tell me like what was the problem or something? And he's like, "Yeah, so it's well, the guy is not here anymore. He already left for today. It's about 5 and they close at 6." So I'm like, so he's like, he doesn't even know the guy I'm talking to. So he's like, "It's currently up in the air. So right now the car's got kind of taken apart and up in the air. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't go get the car and use it." So it's halfway done. Next day, this is like Thursday.
Yeah.
I call again. I finally get the guy. I call early enough so the guy's there. Make sure that's there.
Good.
So I get that, and he said, you know, like there's bearing with like the gears, so that you replace it that and you fix the transmission. I'm like, good. So I could probably pick it up either today or tomorrow. He's like, "Oh no, we're pretty busy, so the transmission's done, but it's not back in the car yet. So it might be Friday or Saturday still, kind of thing. So it's done. It just needs to get
in the car.
It needs to get in the car, which I don't know much about cars, but I assume if the hard part is over when you reassemble the transmission thing and just sticking it back in, it's just connecting everything up. The hard part of problem solving is done.
I would assume that as well.
Yeah.
But
so I haven't bothered calling today, but I'm assuming it's not done.
It's gotta be ready by Sunday. No.
He's not open Sunday. So that's my whole thing. But then I've been borrowing my dad's car kind of thing. So I've been doing that for the last couple of days, and it's a big SUV compared to my smaller car, so it's not my preference, but yeah.
That's like your dad's car is more my preference because I'm used to being in cars like that, and I actually would prefer to drive bigger cars like that. But
yeah, what kind of car do you drive?
I drive a gorgeous 2011 Hyundai Accent, sort of a midnight blue.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, it gets me from A to B, and it's very reliable.
Is it like a I'm not much for car brands.
It's like a 2-door sort of subcompact hatchback.
Okay.
It's a very small,
Just
very
small
economical, so save money on gas, which is always good.
Yeah, that's always good.
That's good.
Like I'm thinking my next car, I'm going like something like
Go big.
No, I'm going probably my size, but less gas mileage as possible, so that way I get as much gas because I'm driving like a lot all the time.
And
so.
What do you drive? What is it?
It's a Honda Accord, so it's like 4-door. It's 2000. It's alright.
Okay, no, Honda is good. They're usually very reliable.
Oh yeah, it's about 2000, so about 15 years, and it's pretty good shape. Cool. All that, more or less. So I've been using my dad's car, and basically, so last night I've been working on this paper for my next history class, which is so fun. So this morning I have to make sure I'm there because if you're late, you can't turn it in. That's important. So I also have to take my sister in to her job to drop her off because my dad is using her car so I can use his car, kind of thing. They work at the same place, basically. She has like a meeting or something, so she can't be late either. So we get in the car. It's early enough. We plan for traffic.
Yeah.
We put the key in. We're trying to turn it. The key won't turn. The key's stuck. So
we tried all these different combinations.
Necro, when we went to go get food, Necro experienced the stuck key as well. Yeah. Basically, new cars have this safety feature, which is if you don't have your foot on the brake or the wheel turned at a certain angle or something, it doesn't allow you to turn a key. Well, my car used to have that same issue when that was like the first sign of the transmission acting up. So I knew kind of like what to do. But this morning, nothing worked. The steering wheel wouldn't turn at all. The brakes were like, you couldn't push it in at all. So it's like there were several things that were stuck that you couldn't unfix the other things without unsticking the thing. So after like 20 minutes of fiddling, it finally worked, and we finally managed to do it. But it was like, of all the times that we needed the car to go, now was like the worst time to get it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So nothing but car problems this whole week, and then I have like all the other drama that I have to deal with on a weekly basis, especially with these two, kind of thing. But yeah, that's my whole kind of.
Life's tough sometimes.
It's just like a series of fortunate events. There's just like, really today, that kind of thing. But yeah, you guys got any famous car stories that you had problems with, or?
No, I mean, not for me. I don't own a car yet, but I know I was at work a couple weeks ago, and I'm now like the trainer now, like the barista trainer. Mm-hmm. But we had a one of the other trainers from another store come in, and she was just kind of like going over stuff with me, just saying like, just try to find like a certain way, how to like communicate better with people, just going over basic stuff. Well, as she was going with me, I had the worst gas possibly building up. Oh. Yeah. So she's like talking, and I'm like, and all of a sudden, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm thinking this in my head. So I'm trying to keep a straight face, She just keeps going and going, and
is this like a coworker, or is this like a customer?
No. Like, she's from another Target Starbucks store, and like she's like she's a team lead there, but she's also a trainer.
Okay.
But she basically she was the one that certified me.
Okay.
Yeah, like while this was going on, it was so painful.
Okay. Just
trying to keep it.
So did you like, hey, I need to go make a run to the cooler. I'll be right back. Oh.
Yeah. that's basically what happened. Okay. But yeah, it was very painful.
Ooh, those eggs are going bad back there, huh?
Oh yeah, God. Another thing was I've been reading a lot of those. Do you guys get like the Yahoo News or like whatever?
No.
I've
kind of gone away from Yahoo ever since I got like a virus from it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've been reading like some of the stories on there, and there's this place in Dartmouth in like the UK. Well, there's like a corner where there's like a lamppost or like a sign, and the way how it's like positioned, it gives off the shadow of like a hanged man.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like really weird, but what's like creepy about it is apparently, or like supposedly back in the 1400s, they used to hang people in that area. So yeah, so like it kind of gives off like it's really creepy, but people went there because they thought it was like Photoshop. Turns out it wasn't Photoshop. It's just the way how the sign and the lamp are positioned, and it gives off that shadow.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. I guess I would have to see it, kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, Halloween is coming up, so
it is. Yeah,
that's a good point too.
My favorite time of year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you are Kirsten.
I am.
Yes. I do think.
Well, not right now.
You're in disguise right now because I don't think we want to scare our audience just yet. You know, you want to be professional a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're in our human disguise. I don't know if you noticed, but we are video game characters from another world, kind of thing. So don't freak out.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
Okay. I'm an airship captain. I don't know if you can tell my goggles.
Aha.
Yes. We have a werewolf sometimes here, but he's not here.
He's not here today.
He's at a party right now. And then we have another guy that's an assassin, but he's also somewhere else, kind of thing. Well, you can't.
He's supposed to be sitting right here.
Yes. But he's not.
No.
I do like how, like, there was, like, certain people that were, like, really passionate about changing the podcast, you know, improving it because they want to, like, hang out. They were like, news is fine and all, but let's, like, make a podcast where we just chill, kind of thing. But then like, everyone that was adamant about that isn't here. I just find that funny. That's like, yeah. I was fine with it, but I'm like, okay, I guess we need more podcasts anyway. Might as well change this one and make another one, kind of thing. You know, that kind of stuff. But yeah. But yeah, did you guys hear about there was like some kind of the actor strike for video games? There was voice acting.
I did not hear about that.
You did not?
But no.
Okay, well, there's is it? I think it's AFTA or
SAG-AFTRA.
Okay, it's SAG-AFTRA.
Okay.
Like the voice actors sect of SAG.
Yeah, I deal a little bit with SAG with my film degree and stuff, so I know a little bit about that. It's just I haven't heard about this one part yet, but I guess there is. But yeah, so basically, it's kind of hard being a voice actor for like video games and stuff. So
yeah,
they're kind of saying, hey, you need to negotiate with us, or otherwise we're going on strike, kind of thing.
Right.
You know, similar to like the writer strike a couple years back and stuff. And that.
Well, I know, like I heard that like voice acting was getting more like popular and it was getting bigger, but is it not just getting bigger for like video games, or is it just for movies? That's
well, there's some voice acting in movies, but this is mainly just for video games,
or just for video games.
Well, video games and like animation, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
But
like they didn't like specify. Like they just said video games.
Like I'm gonna pull up the article now.
They have like specific requests that we know about.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think it's public, isn't it? Like the whole.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's like they all jumped on Twitter as soon as they figured out what they were doing and say, "Come support us. We're doing this."
Yeah, they're like all this who's involved, but basically, they want bonuses. Like. I think they want some pay increase, but not much. But mainly they were after royalties. Like Nolan North is the Nathan Drake.
Wait a minute! Like I did read it. Yeah.
Okay.
They were saying something about that for more, any million copies sold,
2 million,
or like 2 million, they want
bonus.
like a
Promotion.
promotion.
Right, so for every 2 million copies the game sold, they get a certain amount, and then I think it's 6 million, and then 8 million, and then I don't think anything after that.
That actually seems fair to me. You know, like if the more games that you sell, I mean, you should give a little bit more of a pay.
I mean, case of point, Nathan Drake in Uncharted.
Yeah,
he is the voice of that game.
Right.
You can't replace him.
He's the main character.
I mean, I think like once you do get like to a certain thing, you can say, hey, you need to pay me more, and I think they do is just like for like the people that aren't well known as Nolan North that are in that thing, like Commander Shepard in Mass Effect. We don't know. I don't know the guy by name, but he's Commander Shepard's voice actor. Kind of thing.
I don't know the name of the guy, but I know what he looks like. But I think he's mainly an actor, but I think he just started doing voice acting. I'm not sure. Yeah, like for that middle area kind of thing. I think that's more applied to that, which I think is perfectly reasonable. I mean, it like some people that were saying, jumping on Twitter, that were saying, well, our video game programmers aren't getting royalties. They're not getting paid as much as you're asking for, which I kind of think like, well, then you kind of need to pay those guys more then.
Yeah, but
because programmers use a lot more hours than voice acting, I think.
Yeah, but that's where it becomes a really touchy subject for the publishers and the industry. Because if they sort of give in to the demands of these voice actors, then what if the programmers start to unionize?
Yeah.
Right? What if your design artists unionize?
Yeah.
They all want cuts
Right.
of the actual profits
Right.
and revenue.
Yeah.
And you've got a bigger problem. I mean, it all
That's
comes
true,
down to
too.
sort of how you view unions. Like, some
Right.
people really love them, some people hate them. But, I mean, there's a middle ground, right?
Yeah.
Because before
Yeah.
unions, way back in, like, beginning of the Industrial Revolution,
Yeah.
Right.
corporations were
There was a
taking
lot of
advantage
problems,
these
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
But you look at it today,
Yeah.
and maybe unions have a bit too much power, especially when they're dealing with the public sector, the government.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of city governments go bankrupt
Right.
because they can't afford these pension plans anymore.
Right.
But in the end, I mean, I think personally, it's okay for an employee to ask for more, but it's perfectly okay for the employer, if he can afford to do it, to say, no, I can find a replacement.
Right.
And so it's really just going to come down to how much the publishers and the developers value these voice actors. Do they really help sell these video games?
Yeah.
And we're talking about video games that are going to sell 2 million plus copies.
Right.
So that's that's only a few games. We're talking AAA big budget titles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's probably, I would assume, some spare money lying around. I mean, they're
Of
making
course.
probably a ton.
Yeah. There's
Unless
always
it's a
some
total
spare.
flop, maybe, I don't know, like the Order 1886. I know that didn't sell particularly well this year.
Yeah.
So they probably took a major hit on that. But when you think about, like you're saying, Nolan North and Uncharted 4 is going to be
That's gonna be huge.
massive. Even though it's just PlayStation 4, that will probably still sell, 8 million plus copies at least.
Probably.
Maybe more.
But yeah, like but at the same time, I do know like programmers, they do get like kind of like the short end of the stick kind of thing, and there's like several people that work in the industry that it's kind of hard to work for video games in general. But I think that's just kind of like a sign that it's like maybe we should kind of retool everything. I'm not saying like give tons of money, because I know at the end of the day it is a business, and you have to respect that kind of thing. So not everyone's gonna get stinking rich, but they should get enough to make a living, to maybe have a house or a car, so they're not working like 3 video games at once to kind of make ends meet kind of thing. That's where I kind of draw the line. As long as it's fair, I think it's good. But
yeah, but see, that's where it's so subjective. It's like, what is fair?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously the voice actors are going to have a very different idea of what is fair compared to the executives running those publishers and developers. Because in the end, they just both want as large a piece of the pie as they can have.
Yeah.
It's tough though. I mean, I think that, like, especially with like AAA titles, like, they're using probably some pretty top end voice actors who are fairly well known. And I'm not sure they really need the pay raise, but they probably can get it. I mean, we'll see. They'll work out a deal probably, unless they have to go on strike.
Which I think would hurt kind of like the whole industry as a whole. I think
it might. I mean unless someone can really like impersonate like Nolan North's Drake impression.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is like a game gets delayed, because they can't finish it right away, or
and then there's like the whole. Well, let me go down the rest of their list. Basically, they're also asking like I think it was about 4 hours max for a session of recording, so that way they don't stress their voice or impact it, which I can understand. Especially like for vocalists, like for singing stuff, their main instrument is their voice, and the last thing you want to do is damage it, because then you're out of work, kind of thing. So especially like podcasting for so long, we get sore voices just like talking after a certain point, but they're screaming, yelling, and I don't know, doing lines for like hours on end.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that depends though. Are they asking for like certain work hours, or are they saying we deserve extra pay because we're stressing our voice? If you're just asking for extra pay because you're stressing your voice, I'm not sure I buy that. I mean, raising your voice, screaming or yelling, that's part of showing emotion. That's just a natural part of acting. You deserve extra pay because you are acting more.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the main point of it was just like they don't want to go for a lot of hours, because I do hear that kind of out of the woodwork every now and then. It's like like for Fallout 4, there's like hundreds of thousands of hours of recorded dialogue, and sometimes they just put the voice actor in there for like a good couple hours, like 8 or 10 hours at length, kind of thing. But I don't know. It's all rumors with that because they don't really put that out there too much, kind of thing. So I think the main point with that one was just trying to say, let's kind of put a limit on how long our recording sessions are, just so we don't hurt ourselves, and if we do hurt ourselves, we have like some kind of insurance to help repair our voice, I guess. I'm not a legalese in terms of reading this, so I'm not entirely sure I'm reading this right. But then there's also, since video games are starting to use more motion capture, they want like stunt coordination insurance kind of thing, which I could kind of see that.
Yeah, that one I can buy much more easily.
Yeah.
The stunt coordinator, that seems fair, because you don't want to hurt yourself. I mean, then you've got like a whole separate issue with like workers' compensation lawsuits if you get hurt and break your leg or something. So
Yeah.
Safety first.
And then there's a few other things, but we're kind of running out of time, so I want to go for it. So basically, there's a long list of people on here. I'll just read a few. Jennifer Hale, Will Wheaton, he did Fallout New Vegas, and I think he was in Portal. I think he was Wheatley, or maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
I have no idea.
Abby Birch, David Hayter, Sarah Elmach. I'm botching all these names.
Do you want me to read them?
Tara Strong, Steve Blum.
Tara Strong's in there?
Yeah, Tara
She's
Strong.
in everything.
She's everything. Just lots of names. You can check it out online if you want to see the full list of names. But I do know this has been like a long going thing. So this isn't just like we're going on strike all of a sudden. It's more like they keep trying to negotiate with the publishers of the video game industry, and they keep saying, nah, kind of thing. That's kind of like what they're getting. But I from what they're demanding, it's not too outrageous. I mean, I think there's some things that they can negotiate on here and there, but it's mainly just like grainier at that point.
Yeah, the big button issue is going to be those royalties.
Yeah.
I mean, publishers are going to fight tooth and nail to keep those. They don't want to start giving away profits all the way down the road. Because most games sell tremendously well right when they come out, and then they drop off.
Yeah.
And that's it. But some will stay around, like Destiny, I'm sure has had a big uptick with the Taken King, and so do those actors now get a piece of that too.
Which I'm like sort of on the fence of how happy I am with Destiny taking off the way it is, because it's successful to a degree, but then at the same time we're probably going to get to see a lot of games that are not completely done, and we're just going to get it over a long span of time, kind of like Destiny, because Destiny we're getting over 10 years, I think.
I really hope not, but yeah.
Well, it's kind of proven successful, and I can already see kind of like on the horizon of more games coming, kind of thing. So,
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I know Hitman is going to have sort of a similar launch strategy.
Do you know about the Hitman thing?
I know of the game, but like I didn't know that they were doing the same thing as...
Well, basically, it's you get like a new map to play in every month.
Oh.
So you basically when the game launches, you get one. Is it 1 or 3 maps?
I'm not sure, but the point is a lot of people are going to see it when the actual physical copy, retail copy launches. They're basically selling you an unfinished game with the promise of, these big maps and DLC to come for free for a certain amount of time until they decide to start charging you for it.
What?
Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know. It's
a
risk.
It's kind of the downside of digital.
I mean, the gameplay is going to have to be pretty darn good.
Yeah. Well,
you got to suck people in right away.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to lose your user base fast.
Well, they're kind of defensive.
Look at Evolve. I mean, once its launch was done, if it didn't have a successful launch, it was finished. And it was finished almost immediately.
Yeah. Well, Evolve didn't have much to kind of like keep you coming back. It was interesting kind of like party game, but other than that, it's like...
And they were showing you a bunch of like DLCs way before the game even came out.
Yeah, and plus when you sell like a single monster character for $50.
I know, it's like, damn it, just let me see the game first, then show me the DLC. That's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of, there's some games that are coming out, like what's that? Rainbow Six Siege. That looks really fun.
It does.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
But it's the same formula where
is
it's
there enough content there?
it's the same. Well, not it's well, yeah. There's gonna be
similar.
more. It's similar.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of similar format as in Evolve. It's 5v5.
Yeah.
No campaign. No offline mode. No story. No nothing. Just basically.
So it's all LAN or like whatever.
PvP.
PvP.
Yeah.
It's all PvP. That's it.
Okay.
So matches. So Crucible over and over again till the end of time. I don't know. It looks cool.
I'm okay with that. I mean, if it's.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it because it's very team based cooperation. It's like the only way to win is if you are actively communicating with your teammates all the time, and then you have to be really precise. But that means when we do our Let's Play, it's gonna be freaking hilarious because we're gonna fail. We're gonna fail spectacularly.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. That we're just.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, they're launching that game in December now.
Yeah,
which traditionally has been really a bad time to launch games.
Yeah.
But I think for Rainbow Six, the strategy might work out better because people are interested in that game for the multiplayer more so than a campaign, really.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. I know Star Wars Battlefront has been getting a lot of crap because they don't have a campaign. But I'm like, DICE is making this game. What are they known for? Battlefield. And what is Battlefield known for? Right?
Yeah.
It's multiplayer.
Yeah.
No one cares about Battlefield campaigns.
Yeah.
You go back to Battlefield for the multiplayer.
The only thing I'm mad about in terms of Star Wars Battlefront is that there's no galactic conquest where you can put two people against each other and conquer different planets and stuff. I mean, it's just basically a glorified playlist, but it was still fun. You get bonuses, and it changed every time you played it.
Yeah.
This is just like PvP.
But at least like the multiplayer matches, they're bigger too.
Yeah,
which
and
makes
that's
it a little bit more challenging.
And then that's the other thing of Hitman. The maps are like 6 times as larger as the largest
map ever.
Last Hitman game there was. Like the biggest map is like 6 times larger. Which is impressive. It's just the question: do we need that large of a map? I mean, it's just gonna be filled with NPCs.
Yeah, maybe. But the other thing is with Hitman, it's different than with Rainbow Six and Battlefront because when you think Hitman, at least I do, I think single player before I think anything multiplayer.
Yeah. Well, is there a multiplayer in Hitman?
In Hitman, I would assume you're cooperating with or competing against other agents in the big world. But maybe not.
I think at the least it's just times, like, scores, like point system. Or
oh, really?
I think so. I'm not 100%
Yeah, so
sure.
basically they're literally going to release parts of a map, a single-player map, in, like, stages.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if you can sell that to people.
I think
that's gonna be tough.
Well, they're gonna do it, and then we'll see how well people respond to it. But from a lot of the hardcore like Hitman fans, they're not happy about it.
No, I'm sure they're not.
They're pissed. But yeah, so this is gonna be the end of our podcast. It's a little bit shorter. We're gonna try to keep our podcasts a little bit shorter from now on, just so we don't get burned out too much. Just so we have more time to do more stuff the rest of the night, because we can only record so much per night, kind of things. So be sure to follow us on podcade.com. Check out our social media links. Subscribe to our Twitch channel, because now we're going to be live streaming from Twitch from now on for our podcasts. And then check out Twitter and our such, and then also subscribe to our YouTube. Matt, thank you for coming on for us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had a good time. Thanks for everybody for watching out there. Appreciate it.
And then we shall see you later. Bye.
See you guys.